Hey, it's Mark Baum at the All Things Oz Museum in Chittenango, New York. Welcome to the birthplace of L. Frank Baum. That's right, we're right here on our yellow brick road sidewalks here in Chittenango, New York, where L. Frank Baum was born. L. Frank Baum, of course, the author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Actually, Baum wrote 14 books in the series, and of course, it's the American fairy tale. Judy Garland starred in the movie, and we've got lots of things in our collection, all about the movie and the books and all kinds of things related to Oz. But people often ask us, how did he come up with Oz? And there's a great story about that. He was telling stories to children, and he'd tell stories of this magical place where scarecrows came to life, and Tin Woodmen could talk, and lions were just a little bit scared. And once, this girl from Kansas got swept up in a cyclone and taken to this magical place. And one day, one of the kids raised their hand, and they said, "Mr. Baum, does the magical place have a name?" And he said, "A name? Well, of course it has a name. Every place has a name." What do you think the name is? And as he was going back and forth with the kids about a name, he looked next door into the office, and next to the desk was a filing cabinet with 2 drawers. And the top one was A to N, and the bottom one was O to Z. He said the name of the place is Oz. All right, so this is a picture of the Munchkin actors from the 1939 MGM film getting their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And you'll see 3 of them have these costumes. These are appearance costumes that they wore for the last 30 years or so of their lives at different events, like our festival that we have every year, Ozstravaganza. 2 of those are right here in our museum. We have Margaret Pellegrini's Flower Pot Munchkin dress, as well as Clarence Swenson's Soldier Munchkin costume, and we're very lucky to have those. The Cowardly Lion, of course, he was just called the Lion. Nobody actually called him cowardly in the film or in the books, but the Lion, Bert Lahr, there's lots of collectibles that we have about this. Some great stories about Bert and how the costume was actually made with a partial lion pelt, and it was very heavy. And MGM used Technicolor, and the Technicolor lighting's very hot. So the problem was that the makeup and prosthetics would melt off his face. They actually had to seal his face first and then put the prosthetics on, which is really something. It makes for a hot day of shooting for sure. As well as a lion lamp, because who doesn't need a lion lamp in their house? Can't tell the story of Oz without talking about the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. Of course, Jack Haley was the Tin Man, but he was actually the 3rd person cast as the part. The first was Ray Bolger, who went to the studio and said, with my vaudeville and dance background, I'd be a much better Scarecrow. And he was right. And then Buddy Ebsen from the Beverly Hillbillies took over the role. And finally, Jack Haley got to be the Tin Man. Lots of cool collectibles here. My favorite for the Scarecrow, of course, there's the Ken doll, because you must have Ken as the Scarecrow from Mattel. Also, there's a marionette, a paper marionette from the 1934 production of His Majesty the Scarecrow of Oz. And also, the precursor to books on tape, I guess. It's Ray Bolger reading The Wizard of Oz on a record album. As for the Tin Man, there's a book that comes in a case that's really delightful to look at. Also, in the Tin Man section, we've got a 1/28th replica of the Wizard of Oz pinball machine. So Wizard of Oz wouldn't be complete without Dorothy. Judy Garland made her real movie breakthrough part as Dorothy. And I always show people all the Dorothys here and ask them which one's different. And a lot of people pick the cow, but it's actually not the cow. It's this Dorothy at the bottom with the yellow brick road under her feet, and you'll see she has silver slippers on. You see in the book, Baum gives Dorothy silver slippers. MGM, when making their Technicolor extravaganza, changed them to ruby slippers because silver looked gray. So anytime you see a collectible, if it's got silver shoes, it's based on the book, and ruby shoes, it's based on the movie. The 3rd signature up from the bottom is Judy Garland's from when she visited the area in 1942. She stayed at a local entertainment reporter's house in Cazenovia, or visited there. The pen set is actually a Krone writing instrument set that came out for the 75th anniversary of the movie. There's only 88 of those sets made. The retail was $2,200 for that set of fountain pens that represent the characters. We've got all the original props from the movie Ozland that came out last year. You can find it on DVD or streaming now. But Ozland is kind of a post-apocalyptic story. It was written by Michael Williams and directed by him as well. And it's the story of these 2 guys who are wandering through this post-apocalyptic land looking for anybody. And one of them finds the Wonderful Wizard of Oz book. And as he goes through the book, they come across a scarecrow. And then he falls through the floor and the sand shifts and there's a Tin Man. And suddenly he realizes this isn't a book that's telling stories. This is a history book. And the Wicked Witch is behind all this. And it goes on that way. The other guy's like, nah, you're crazy. There's no Wicked Witch. And they keep finding all these clues. So these are the R.J. Wright dolls. Warner Brothers Consumer Products donated the entire set to us. They're limited edition. There's only 250 of each made. They retail for between $1,700 and $2,000 a piece. We've got each of the characters, plus we've got the mouse set that they came out with, which is really remarkable. remarkable, or little ruby slippers on the mouse. Of course, people ask me if Oz is a thing anymore. It's kind of old-fashioned. I say, you know, with Wicked, it's really alive and well. Wicked actually surpassed the $4.5 billion mark at the end of 2016, so the Oz universe is doing fine. We've got yellow brick road sidewalks throughout the village, and we've got a big casino that just built here called the Yellow Brick Road Casino, which is entirely designed after Wizard of Oz, from the 5 full-size winged monkey statues that hang from the ceiling to the $20,000 cyclone that you walk into the statue when you walk into the building, to the fact that their carpets are all poppy fields and their aisles are yellow brick road. They've even put glitter in the grout so it shimmers as you walk. We take Oz very seriously in Chittenango. This is the place for all Oz fans to come and visit. So our festival draws about 30,000 people a year, and we bring in Wizard of Oz guests from all genres, be it Broadway, be it books, be it movies. We've got all kinds of guests who come and join us, special guests that you can meet, different authors of the comic books and book series that are out, as well as performers who are currently in Wicked or in Wizard of Oz productions around the world. Thanks for stopping by the museum. Whether you came by broom or by bubble, we were happy that you were here. Also, you can check us out online. You can follow us on Facebook at Facebook All Things Oz, or you can check us out on our website, allthingsoz.org, or on our festival website at www.ozstravaganza.com. Thanks for watching and checking out All Things Oz here in Chittenango. We're here at the Wiz case. We've got all kinds of things from the musical The Wiz. 1975, The Wiz opened on Broadway, actually January 4th of 1975. And we've got some really interesting stuff in the case, not the least of which is the star Andre DeShields, who plays the wizard. This is the scene where he just comes out from the back, he's meeting the friends, and he's starting to sing the song, "So You Wanted to Meet the Wizard." And these are the original green glasses from that production of The Wiz. Also, we've got his backstage pass and cast t-shirt in this case, the hat from the 1982 revival. Of course, The Wiz won several Tony Awards, played for over 1,600 shows on Broadway, and then became a major motion picture starring Michael Jackson and Diana Ross that came out in 1978. At the time it came out, it was the most expensive movie ever made. We've got all kinds of collectibles from The Wiz here.